Ourselves. I'm Erin Cremone. I'm the principal here at the middle school. This is my 4th year here as principal, and I also live in the district. I have a daughter in 4th grade and a son in 2nd grade. I see a lot of familiar faces and names on the call today, and it's a wonderful place to be. We love the kids here and just really enjoy getting to do what I do to interact with your kids every day.
Yeah, likewise, to piggyback off of that, it's a joy to work here at the middle school. It's a great special place to be. I am now in my 15th year here in the district. I taught band and music previously for 6 years and have enjoyed being the associate principal here at the middle school and working with your children each day.
So our agenda for today, we have a number of things that we are going to review and go over. Some of the things you may have known about or heard about, but may have wanted some more information on, and some other things that maybe you weren't familiar with that we feel are important to the middle school, especially in this first quarter. So we wanted to make sure that we talk about what's going on. So the first thing is our clubs and activities. In September, we had grade level assemblies where we had each grade come down and we had students from the various clubs and activities, as well as the sponsors. And Dr. Maurer and I we're talking about all of our different clubs and activities that we have here at the middle school. I know we sent out in the weekly Green Scene a link to the clubs and activities catalog. It's also posted on our website and also linked here. When we're done with this presentation, we'll post this on the website as well. So if your child was not quite sure because they were still getting their feet wet in September, but are now ready to think about clubs and activities, we strongly encourage all students to get involved with at least one extracurricular activity, whether it be in the arts and music, in sports. So it's just something to connect them with the middle school. Some of the clubs had some deadlines for signing up, only a couple of them. The others are rolling admissions, and they accept new members all throughout the year. So definitely something we encourage you to talk to your kids about. We also have an activities calendar on the website. So again, that's a link to it, and we'll post this presentation. But if you go to the middle school website, you can see a calendar for all of the activities. And if your family's like my family and we have a lot of activities going on any given night, it's really nice to just have those meetings, that meeting schedule already there for you on the website. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, one of the clubs here at the middle school that's up and running, but also still accepting new members, is our South Fayette Middle School Media Club. And they have a YouTube channel. You can scan that QR code or go to that tiny URL and to access the YouTube channel for the Media Club. It's really great. They do daily announcements. The students, it's student run, student produced. Mrs. Beck is the sponsor, and she's really got this up and running where we are getting our Media Club news every day. So this is available to families as well for you to check out, so you can stay up to date with what's happening. And it's really cool to see the kids who are the news anchors and behind the scenes. It's a really, really well done production.
So we wanted to highlight our Spirit Week that we have annually. This usually is in coordination with our with the big homecoming week, and it ends with the homecoming football game. But it was so great this year to see our student council under the leadership of Mrs. Hendel, one of our school counselors, really just create some great themes this year. We saw a lot of participation from the students, the staff getting into it. Started with Neon Day, as you can see all the neon colors, and then Jersey Day was a popular day as well. And we all loved the teacher-student swap. That was a new theme created by our student council this year, and we all got into it. I even got in the mix, put on a hoodie and some slides and socks, and had some fun with it. So I know Dr. Cremona as well. Each day we just had a blast, just getting ready for the next one. And we know that parents, sometimes you guys have to get involved with finding maybe a cowboy hat for the Country Western Day. And we thank you for your support with Spirit Week. It just does bring so much pride and spirit to the middle school, and lets us have some fun here. So thank you for your support with those days. Spirit Week ended with an annual tradition that we have that's just near and dear to our hearts in the middle school. It's the students versus staff volleyball game. It gets pretty intense, pretty competitive. And this year, our MVP was Mrs. Lally, and the staff and students took part in, it was 6th, 7th, and 8th grades, all going against each other, like grade level wise. And the final match was the 8th grade students versus teachers, and it was the students that won, and was just a blast. You can see the students there holding the trophy, and they have the bragging rights for this year until next year's students for a staff volleyball game. So also during that event, we took the opportunity to announce and recognize all of our fall sports athletes. We had them kind of parade through the gym. Our cheerleaders performed for the audience. So a lot of great things happening during that assembly.
So October is School Safety Month, and actually today is School Safety Day here at the middle school. So we sent an email last week, but really wanted to explain what is happening. So we have our ALICE protocols. We are an ALICE certified school district. Dr. Maurer and I are actually ALICE certified trainers. So we have trained all of the staff members here at the middle school on ALICE protocol. And if you want to know more about ALICE protocol, you can, if you just Google ALICE school safety, their website will come up, and there's a ton of information about how it works, situational awareness, what to do, different ways that you can keep yourself safe during in the hopes that we never have one, but if there were ever a critical incident here at school. So today, the students are going to practice procedures that will increase the situational awareness in the event of an emergency. So in every class today, the students will discuss what to do if there were an intruder that entered the building, how they would protect themselves, and the actions they would take. And it will all be situational. They will go through, if you're in this particular classroom and there's an intruder in the gymnasium, what are we going to do? And they walk through it, knowing that no scenario is scripted or written in stone, but really empowering our students to feel confident if there were a critical incident or an intruder here. They'll also practice using our enhanced door locking system, so they will be empowered to use that in the event of an emergency. And then they'll all have been reminded that this is only a drill, but we really want them to know what to do in the instance that there would be something, a critical intruder or a critical incident here. And then on October 30th, the students they'll go in their grade level teams to our field house, which is a place we call a rally point. So if and this is real, that's not just for a critical incident. If there was a gas leak here at the middle school, we could utilize the field house as a place where the entire school would go to be safe away from the building, but under shelter. So they will all have the opportunity to visit the field house with their teachers on October 30th.
So PBIS is a new initiative in the district. So this is K to 12. Throughout South Fayette, we have adopted a PBIS. You may have heard of a PBIS before. What it stands for is Positive Behavioral Intervention and Support. And what this does is it allows us as a school district, to recognize, to celebrate the behaviors that we're looking for in our schools, and recognize those students that just come here every day and make sure they're following the rules, meeting the expectations of our district, and just following what we call the South Fayette way. So you may have heard of PBIS systems or programs in other schools. Here we call it the South Fayette way, and it boils down to being safe, kind, and responsible. So when students are showing that they're safe, kind, and responsible in various locations and in different ways throughout the building, classrooms, hallways, bathrooms, cafeteria, school bus, students can earn Lion cards. And those Lion cards are just a token to reward students for just doing the right thing, being safe, being kind, responsible. They can be earned in any of those locations throughout the day. Your students may have already earned some. We did celebrate the first 5 to receive PBIS Lion cards, the South Fayette Way cards, and those students were awarded with Five Guys gift cards. And we wanted to recognize those students for being the first 5. So we have a committee in each building throughout the district really working behind the scenes on this to make this a big part of how we just navigate each day here, making sure that students understand, what we're looking for as far as behavior and just kind of branding that. What's been really nice is our teachers, our staff, we've all kind of created a common language around this now, and we're able to use this when we're talking with students regarding behavior, what we're looking for, and those type of things. And it's been off to a great start. The tickets have been flying, as you can see in the picture here. The Lion cards, we have bins placed in our building to collect whenever students earn them, and we have already been giving incentives and prizes to those students who have been earning those cards. So the card itself is a reward. We're recognizing, our staff's recognizing those behaviors we're looking for. But on top of that, we also want to treat those students for following the South Fayette Way. So there are individual, team level, grade level, and even whole school rewards being planned by that committee for positive behaviors that we see.
So some other things that we wanted to highlight are things that are happening in our grade levels. So the 7th grade, one of the 7th grade teams is doing an outreach project through the Light of Light Rescue Mission, and linked there is the information about it, but they are collecting cans of corn. Last year they had set a goal of about 500 cans, and they collected 983 cans of corn to donate to the Light of Light Rescue Mission, so that people in need would have food for their Thanksgiving holiday. So this year they set the bar a little bit higher, and this year's class is a little bit bigger. So they set the goal at 984 cans, so 1 can more than last year. And they've begun this work, and they will be doing it all the way through until November, whenever they make the donation to the Light of Light Rescue Mission. So that's the 7th grade outreach project for this year. 8th graders, a fun project that they do each year is Outsiders Day. This year, Outsiders Day is on Monday, November 4th. The 8th grade teachers have games, activities, contests with the theme of The Outsiders, which is a novel that, I remember reading that novel in school. It's a novel that many of us are probably familiar with. There's costume prizes voted on by students. There are surprise fun events scheduled. And then more information with all the exact details, if you have an 8th grade student, will be shared by the 8th grade teachers. But these are just a couple of the photos from last year's contest. And then 6th grade camping trip. Those of you who have 6th graders, you've probably already heard about the camping trip to Camp Conaquee. And those of you who have older students are probably very familiar with this annual. It's really like a landmark trip for students here at South Fayette. It's one of the big things that they do in their time here. The teachers had a meeting with the entire grade level to give them the overview of the camp experience, the activities. They have a candle fundraiser, and that's actually going on right now to help pay for the trip. And those the fundraisers are due for that one on October 17th. And then there will be more fundraisers to come throughout the year. I know last year there were some nights like Chick-fil-A night, there was a Texas Roadhouse night, a Chipotle night, where students can earn money towards the trip. It's a 2-night and 3-day trip, and the students are already getting excited, especially if they have spoken with older friends or family members who have experienced this. It truly is an incredible trip for our kids.
So just an FYI for parents on the call, I have been adding the links in the chat. So you can access any links that we've been mentioning. You can see them in the live chat on the call. So for advisory program, we are going to get started with our advisory, which is very unique to middle school, to our middle school. We find that, you know, this is a program that you see in those what we call true middle schools, and a lot of this reason why we have been recognized as a schools to watch school is because of our advisory program. It really gives students another connection to school and to an adult mentor in the school that they can have through all 3 years that they're in our middle school. But it is the student's choice that really makes it so special. The students here choose their own adult mentor, whereas a lot of advisory programs that you see, it's the adults choosing students. Here, we really feel that the student is the center of that and should be choosing an adult in the building that they trust, that they feel a connection to. So the program runs throughout the school year. The first session will be starting in November and run through the rest of the school year. The program's based on 3 pillars: personalized support, academic progress, and peer connection. So lessons throughout the school year will stem from those 3 pillars. And the selection process is next week. So you might hear about this from your child. Ask them about this. This is a program, as we said, that's very special to us, and we feel that it just brings this middle school experience to the next level, giving students that extra layer of support.
So the World of Work, some of you may be familiar with this. We started this last year at the middle school, but also the intermediate school and the elementary school started this. Actually, the intermediate school, the students who are currently in 7th grade would have been the kind of the pioneers for World of Work when they were in 5th grade. But now the entire middle school will be working through with the World of Work. So the World of Work is a cross-district collaboration to bring career readiness to our students. So we, South Fayette worked with Avonworth School District, Duquesne City School District, and Elizabeth Forward School District to really create this Pittsburgh World of Work. And it's a career exploration to help expose students to a variety of different professional careers and opportunities. You can follow them on X, the Pittsburgh World of Work, and it's based upon the student's RIASEC code. And so whenever students are trying to figure out what their RIASEC code is, it's really a framework to help identify their personality traits and their preferences when it comes to making career choices. So each of the letters in RIASEC stands for a word. So realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. So the students, through finding out their RIASEC scores and exploring different careers, there are a number of different things that come from the World of Work. So there's their self-discovery, where they can gain some insights into their preferences, their strengths, and potential career opportunities. Then there's the career exploration, and they can identify careers that align with their personality traits. And in every grade level, 6, 7, and 8, the students will explore 6 different careers, and it's one career per letter. So even if it's not, even if their RIASEC code may not include an R, they're still going to explore the career that is under R for their grade level, just to have exposure to the different types of careers that are out there. And also, we know students in middle school, when they come in at 11 and they leave at 14, their interests and their desires may change. So it's really great for them to have exposure to all of the careers within the different RIASEC letters. And then it also encourages self-awareness and self-development and personal growth. And so many careers that students can choose from, so many pathways they can choose from when they go from middle school to high school, so many electives that they can choose in high school, so many opportunities post high school. There's college, there's technical school, there's the military. There are careers ready for them the second they graduate from high school. So really just exposing our students to all of the potential that they have and all of the opportunities that they have throughout their schooling and throughout their lives. So if you are interested as a parent in what your RIASEC code is, or if your student isn't necessarily forthcoming home and saying, hey, my RISET code is this, you can have them take this really quick survey, and you can find out what your RISET code is. And then you can also have your students, they should know theirs. Every student has taken the survey at least at some point. I know 6th and 7th grade has taken it so far this year. I believe 8th grade's taking it on October 24th. But our current 8th graders definitely took it last year as 7th graders. So ask your kids what their RISET codes are and ask them some questions about it. I know Dr. Maurer put in the chat and then there's a link here to the Pittsburgh World of Work website. So if you're curious about what careers are they going to be exploring at each grade level, it's spelled out for you there. A little more deep dive into the history and how it came here and exactly what it is can be found on that website.
Schools to Watch. So as I mentioned earlier, Schools to Watch is a designation that we take so much pride in. Since 2016, South Fayette Middle School has been designated as a Pennsylvania Schools to Watch school by the National Forum. And this is a special designation because it differs from just a kind of general, you hear about awards that you apply for and you're given an award. This one really is a comprehensive assessment of what our school is providing for students. And so every 3 years, there's a cycle where we have to reapply and a team of evaluators comes to our school. They're here from 7 in the morning till 7 at night. It is a full day and they are kind of going through every little nook and cranny of our middle school, along with their comprehensive rubric that they use to make sure that we are kind of following and focused on academic excellence, developmental responsiveness, social equity, organization and structure, and they take everything into account. Test scores, attendance rates, discipline records. They're looking at demographics, characteristics about our school, our middle school, also programmatic information, our schedules, departments, courses, interventions, any programs that we have for English language learners and IEP students, and they're gauging the general school climate and culture. And it is like we said, it is a comprehensive evaluation that takes place. And that's why we are so proud to have been to first receive the first designation in 2016, but also be redesignated 2 times over. And that's why if you see the front of our middle school, you see those big green banners, those are kind of those symbols of pride in being redesignated. Now, we are up for that 3rd redesignation. And so next week on Wednesday, there will be a team. We heard there will be a team of 8 evaluators from across the state who will be visiting our school. They will be meeting with various stakeholders in the school throughout the entire day on Wednesday, October 23rd. So we are getting excited. We can't wait to showcase all the amazing things happening in the middle school and hoping to be redesignated for a 3rd time.
Many of you, this is a review, but some of you, this is new. So the chill room, we just wanted to reintroduce the chill room. So it is available to all students. And in there, it is a place where students can go to just calm their nerves. If they're feeling anxious about a test, if they're feeling nervous about an argument they had with their friend in homeroom in the morning, if they're just feeling overwhelmed with being in middle school as a 6th grader, if they're feeling like they're falling behind in classes, or if they just need a space, need a minute, they just need to breathe and take some time, take some space. The chill room is available to everybody. There are also lunch groups that meet periodically in the chill room, and our chill room educator, Mrs. Froliger, she does monthly lessons for each grade level. So maybe one grade level's lesson might focus on breathing techniques. Another one might focus on, taking care of yourself and eating healthy so you don't feel as stressed. So every month, there's a different lesson for every grade level. And then in the chill room, there are sensory items that help focus on emotional regulation. There are calming strategies that Mrs. Froliger shares. There's stress relief. There's an opportunity to just kind of sit and relax for a minute. They can draw, they can color, just a whole bunch of different ways to take 10 to 15 minutes and reset and get back to class and get back to doing what they love to do. So we just wanted to send a reminder about this as a service and an opportunity available to all students. And in that same breath with resources available to students, we have our school counselors, Mrs. Perrott, Mrs. Hendel, and Mr. Perrott. And then we also have our school social worker, Mr. Jones, our children educator, Mrs. Froliger, and then we also have a school-based mental health therapist, Ms. Megan Tierney, who is available for students who maybe just need one extra layer of support. She does do sessions during the school day. So students are, they're here, she's on site. If they need that extra layer of support, we have that opportunity for them here.
We always like to plug our socials. The Social Hub is a great place to find out what's going on in school. As we know, middle schoolers, when you ask what happened in school today, oftentimes you hear nothing, or everything was fine, nothing happened. There's a lot happening here, and we like to showcase that. And so you can find out everything that's going on X with our handles there. If you just search the hashtag SFMS Lion Pride, you'll get middle school specific posts. Also, we're on Instagram showing photos of all the great things happening. And then always our school website. If you venture to southfayette.org and then go to the middle school page, you can see announcements and upcoming events. And speaking of upcoming events, we wanted to put on some events before our next PAC meeting to highlight. Some of the big ones here are going to be our student-led parent-teacher conferences happening on November 25th through the 27th. It is a very unique experience. Again, as I said, there are some things about our middle school that just stand out, that are special. You don't hear from other middle schools that students are leading, but we really think that they're the elephant in the room during those conferences, and we want them to take ownership and leadership in those pieces that their successes, their areas for growth. So that really does make our middle school unique, and we invite all to attend those. Coming up, the exciting Halloween dance is happening on October 25th. That's a big one for the middle school. Our book fair is happening November 4th through 8th. We have concerts coming up. It's hard to believe, but the winter is upon us and is coming up quickly. So our chorus and band orchestra concerts will be happening in the first 2 weeks of December. We wanted to also give you those important dates like 2-hour late starts and those type of things. And the end of the 9 weeks is upon us as well. At the end of the month, we'll be ending Q1, which is hard to believe, on October 31st.
So earlier this year, we had we had kind of tasked our families with, hey, we would love to have some committees here at the middle school. We love that we have a parent advisory council. But Dr. Maurer and I always feel like it's we're just dumping information. We wanted to make it more of a two-way street. And so we wanted to form some committees, and we wanted to send a big shout out to our staff appreciation committee. And I think I see Amber on the call right now. And they have gone above and beyond this amazing tailgate during homecoming week. Our staff was so appreciative, as were Dr. Maurer and I. And we truly appreciate that. And we thank you for really just jumping in and diving in. And I know that, Mrs. Goff and Mrs. Zeff kind of led that committee, but there were other committee as well. And we appreciate you more than you could ever know. Yes, we loved it. And then, so speaking of committees, if anybody who is on the call signed up to be a part of the committee, if you could just stay on the call for a couple of minutes after we end, we'll take some questions here at the end, but if you could just stay on the call. We wanted to work out some dates and times for meetings. We wanted to see the preference, a Google Meet, if you prefer an in-person meeting. So anybody who signed up for a committee and can stay on the call, please do. And if we find that no one on the call had signed up for a committee, that's fine too. We'll get in touch via email, and we'll figure out some logistics to get the other committees kind of off and running. So the next thing is our next virtual Parent Advisory Council meeting is January 8th, 2025. Crazy to think 2025 already.